Hey, what's going on, people? This is the Tenchi, and I am back for another TMNT Rants Rave review for this week's episode entitled Mazes and Mutants. So, this is a nice filler episode happening right after the events that went down during the Wormquake special, and the Turtles are playing a nice relaxing game of Mazes and Mutants, which is essentially Dungeons and Dragons. And what I thought that was cool about that was not the fact that Donnie and Leo and Mikey were all playing, you know what I'm saying, and getting into it, but Raphael was actually getting into the game, you know. Even though his character was a dwarf, he was a little about that. But I'm like, man, you know, this is a nerd's dream. If you were to replace if you were a D&D player and you used the Ninja Turtles as a backdrop for your, for your dungeon mission, this would be a nice episode to reference. So, while they're playing, they decide that for the last part of the mission, they actually go out in the sewers and LARP and play out the rest of the game. And that was pretty cool. I mean, that was pretty dope. I had a little bit of a nerdgasm there because I'm like, man, my boys are playing D&D. Like, I haven't played D&D in a mad long time. Call me a nerd if you want to. I don't care. That's just me. But it was just great to see. On top of that, the person that they encounter, who happens to be watching them while this is all unfolding, is turning everything into a reality. All the stuff that they do during during the game is actually becoming real. And the guy that they see doing this is a mutant with the power to use his imagination to his advantage, like for real. And he looks like a wise owl, and he's speaking like old Elizabethan English, and it's just, it's perfect. It's a perfect fit. So really, not that much goes on in this episode except for them trying to get through this maze, and this is another reference episode. They reference a few fantasy lines from some of our favorite movies like Lord of the Rings and things of that nature, and it all plays out in Mazes and Mutants. Then we have a very relatable backstory. A very relatable backstory for the guy that's causing all this to happen, who was just a normal guy who loved Mazes and Mutants, who played Mazes and Mutants day in and day out, and he just didn't have anybody to play with. And then one day he discovered the Turtles, dropped the game in the sewers. They found it, and then he basically wanted to play with them. But before that happened, he got mutated, and I find it cool that he's able to use his imagination as a power. It's interesting. Plus, they gave him a nice design. He looks like a wise owl with the powers of a wizard. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm a huge nerd. What you gonna do? But anyway, let me know what you guys think of this episode, and what do you guys think should happen next? Do you want to see this guy again? Do you think he'll be a possible ally in the future for what might go down in future episodes? I think so. What do you think of the fact that the Turtles were playing Mazes and Mutants, and a few characters that we hadn't seen in a long time actually make an appearance, even short appearance, in this episode? So what do you think about that? Comment below, let me know, and I will see you on the next video. And thanks again for everyone who has subscribed to my channel. Peace, love, and never be normal.